And today I went out vinyl shopping and got a pretty good stack of records here over the last almost a week, really. And I thought I'd share them with you. So got a lot to cover here, so let's head on into this. First one I want to show you is a solo album by Robert Plant called Principle of Moments. I believe this was his second solo album. And when I first got this, the songs that attracted me was Big Log and In the Mood. I remember those songs from back in the day. And I got a decent, it's in decent shape. There's a couple scratches on this record, so I can't say the record's in great shape, but I gave it a good clean, and it seemed to clear up a lot of the scratches, so I'm starting to get some enjoyment out of it finally. Phil Collins drums on it. He sounds fantastic as a drummer on this. It's a great record. Some cool guitar work. I wouldn't say technically difficult guitar work, but some really cool sounds on this album and some great songs. And I really like this album. Next one up is a 12-inch single from the band Talk Talk from the 80s, and the name of the song is Life Is What You Make It. And I remember I joined a cover band, kind of an eclectic cover band really, because they didn't play any classic rock songs. And they covered this song, and they had me learn it, and ever since then it's been like one of my favorite songs from Talk Talk. And this is a great song from the 80s. I dug the groove on this one. And this 12-inch single features an extended mix of the song. Great song from the 80s. Real fun one too, so real glad to have that one. This is a double record, and it's a live recording. And it's a live recording that I really enjoyed when I was a teenager, and I'm really happy to have this vinyl. Sting's Bring On the Night. This is a live album that was recorded during his first solo tour back in the mid-80s. In support of the album Dream of the Blue Turtles. I really love this album because I was so influenced by this record. Because this came out at the time I was just becoming a drummer, just starting to learn how to play the drums, and it had what I thought was a great drummer in here by the name of Omar Hakim, because a documentary film came out under the same name, Bring On the Night, and it was basically about how he brought this band together to play his first solo tour. A lot of them were jazz musicians and such, so. And when I first saw Omar Hakim play the drums and all the live footage, I was just blown away because I was just learning how to play, like I said. And he was great at jazz, he was great at funk, he was great at rock music. He seemed to play it with no effort. And I just thought, wow, that man is a fantastic drummer. And so glad to have that album, because that album is so influential on me. And some great songs on it too, like We Worked It Back, Sing Together, Consider Me Gone, Another Day, Low Life, I Burn For You. Every song is fantastic on there. 2-record set and 4 sides of live music. Great stuff. Okay, and I bought all those records from last week. This is the next set of records that I'm going to show you. I bought today, and I haven't had a chance to listen to any of them, so can't wait to get into these. I got a Doors album, and it's Doors' Greatest Hits, and I've always been a fan of the Doors, and I look in my collection and I find out I don't have any Doors albums. I was like, what's up with that? So I just went and got this one because it kind of has a little bit of everything I liked. Eventually I'm sure I'll get all the individual records, but it has Hello I Love You, Light My Fire, Riders on the Storm, Love You Two Times, Break On Through, LA Woman, all the songs that I really dig from this band. And it's about $4, so not a bad price for a good collection of songs. Got another Doors record as well, and this one is a live recording, and I have to go through the album credits and see exactly where it is from, but I also got this one called Alive She Cries from the Doors, and not a bad copy either. This appears to be in good shape here. Cover's in good shape. Vinyl looks to be in great shape. And if I can get out of here, there we go. And vinyl looks to be in real good shape. And it looks like it has the original insert. Let's get things out of here. Yeah, it has the original insert. Looks some really interesting pictures on here. So I really can't wait to listen to this one. I think this is going to be an awesome record to listen to. There was another insert in here. Again, oh, it just talks about a book that you can order on the doors, or based on the doors. So real good find here for a couple of bucks. I've always been a Doors fan. I think on one of my videos in the past, I had some of their music playing in my video. So can't wait to get into that one. Added another Beatles record to my collection. And I got Sgt. Pepper. You know, I was like digging through the Beatles section of the store, and I realized I think I already have all the Beatles records that I was curious about. This may be the last one I get, maybe one more. Like I said in past videos, not really a Beatles fanatic. I do like their music. I think they're good songwriters. Obviously, this is a classic album. You know, it's been remembered for years now, over 20 years, over 25 years, over 30 years, and you know, it's just as relevant today as it was when it first came out. So, but I can't really say I'm a Beatles fanatic. I think I already own the few Beatles records I was curious about. I think if I get one more, it may be the Magical Mystery Tour. But if I find it for a reasonable price. So. But I'm real glad to have this. There are a lot of songs I love off of this. It's a classic record. Why not? I got one from U2, and it's called War. This is a great album. Not in the, I guess it's in pretty good shape. A little old. There's some stains right here on it, but it's still in reasonably good condition. And it has a lot of great songs on it, such as Sunday Bloody Sunday, New Year's Day, Surrender, 40. Great record from back in the day, and can't wait to spin this one. Vinyl looks to be in really good shape. Let's see, a little closer. So can't wait to give this one a spin. Even today when I was going vinyl shopping, I was listening to Rattle and Hum, the CD in my car when I was driving to the vinyl store, and it just put me in the mood to look for some U2. So I decided to get this record, and as well as the next one, it's a live record from U2. It's called U2 Live Under a Blood Red Sky. I used to have the videotape that went to this. It looked like it was a great concert. And Red Rock, the theater is called Red Rocks, which I believe is in Colorado. And on the video I had, it was just a great concert. I think I used to have a cassette. I think the cassette got damaged and I couldn't listen to it anymore, but it has Gloria, I Will Follow, The Electric Company, New Year's Day, 40, Sunday Bloody Sunday, a lot of the albums that appear on the album War. And just real good to have this. This is a great live recording for a great concert. Now, something from my past. Not a legendary record, not a legendary band, but just one of those records that just brings back happy memories for me. I wouldn't say I recommend this to everybody, but I dug the hell out of this when it first came out. The first album from Mr. Big, their debut record, just self-titled Mr. Big. And this band recently reunited this year, and a few weeks ago I saw them in concert in Modesto, California, and even had backstage passes, so I'm actually back hanging out with the band, these guys, hanging out with members of Y&T. Greg Bissonette was back there as well. I didn't recognize him at first because he's so much older now, but so I got to meet some rock musicians and heavy metal musicians I used to admire in the 80s. And what I love about Mr. Big is the first time I saw them, they opened for the band Rush. And it was my first Rush concert ever going to in 1990. They were the opening band, and they were just awesome. And this album has some killer tracks. Addicted to That Rush has that bass and electric guitar duel where they're just trading licks like crazy. Really great to listen to. Blame It On My Youth, Had Enough, Merciless. Take a Walk has a great crunchy guitar rhythm. And How Can You Do What You Do? And a great remake of the classic rock and roll song 30 Days in the Hole, which was an extra track on CD. This is a great debut album, overlooked by a lot of people, but brings back such great memories for me. As well as this record, big fan of 80s R&B music, and this band was like one of my favorite bands from that era. Cameo. This album is called She's Strange. I believe this came out in 83. I gotta check the year on this. Oh no, 1984. And the song She's Strange was a big R&B hit for this band. I mean, they really scored big with the song She's Strange. Of course, the album, I think the album coming after this is either Sing a Life or Word Up. I can't remember which one. But this album actually has a lot of my favorite songs from them, like She's Strange, but also Talking Out the Side of Your Neck, which is a great 80s funk R&B song. A great horn section they had to this band. A real soulful ballad, Hanging Downtown. A real cool band. Saw them in concert at the height of their fame during the Word Up tour between Sacramento, Stockton. They put on a great show. Such a fun band to see live, and this is the third of their albums I've collected, and it brings back great memories. I think I barely became a teenager when that album came out, and in my neighborhood, I was raised in a neighborhood that was just nothing but R&B listeners, and that was like the record of that year. Alright, moving on. The next record I got in my collection, an older classic rock record, but I didn't have it, and I found a somewhat decent copy of it. The second album from Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin 2. And this copy is not too shabby. I wouldn't say it's definitely not mint, but not bad. And I love the songs that are on here. I had this CD, I think I still do, I just can't find it. Whole Lot of Love, What Is and What Should Never Be, Lemon Song, Thank You, Heartbreaker. I love the song Ramble On. I think that's going to be my favorite song on this whole record. And of course, the drummers, we all like to listen to Moby Dick, especially the live version. Killer. So, real glad to have that. I'm not a fan of disco music by any means. Let's get that straight here. But something about the bass player in this band and the drummer in this band really impressed me, and that's why I really couldn't wait to rediscover this record. I think this is Chic's first record. If I'm not that 100% sure, but I think this was their first record. But of course, it has the song "Freak Out" on it, or "The Freak," it says. What I love about this is the bass player Bernard Edwards and the drummer Tony Thompson. I actually first heard from him on this record, and then Tony Thompson actually drums on the Power Station record, and also produces, and also is the drummer on Jody Watley's first album, which is produced by Bernard Edwards. And Bernard Edwards also produced the Power Station record. Bernard Edwards is a great bass player. He comes up with these catchy grooves. They're just so infectious, and I am the furthest thing from a disco fan. But his bass lines are so good and so catchy, you can't help but just groove off of it, and that's what I dig about this band. You know, I mean, I don't like disco that much, but that is an awesome record. Okay, and another classic rock band. I couldn't get over how cheap this was, but you know, it's Heart, Greatest Hits Live. This is a 2-record set, and I snatched it for $2. 2-record set too, and it has live versions of all their classic songs like Barracuda. It also has Crazy on You, Straight On, Dreamboat Annie, Even It Up, Dog and Butterfly, Heartless, Magic Man, to name a few. I've seen Heart live a couple of times, and they are a great live band to see, very energetic. And they also do a cover of Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll in here, which can't wait to listen to. And it's funny, here's the insert on the record. A bunch of photos on it. And the insert actually opens up like a gatefold. So, and we have even more old pictures here. That glare trying to print. But even more old pictures. 2 record set, nice package actually. And I'm sure the music's going to be awesome on here. I've never heard this before, but I've seen Heart live before, and they're a great band. Okay, every time I go out and buy records, it seems like I have to get some cheesy ass 80s music, and boy, I sure got some cheesy 80s music this time. ABC, Lexicon of Love, Look of Love, Poison Arrow. This is if you're into 80s cheese, this is a classic record, and I always loved the music of ABC. They're just a fun band to listen to, and the music's good time music, so I really do dig this band. And went and got ABC's How to Be a Zillionaire. As you could the band really got ridiculous with their image on this one. As you could plainly see. I'll show you the cartoon image here. It's on the back cover. Let's get it in there here. This became their image on this record. I mean, I like the songs on it. I like Be Near Me and How to Be a Millionaire. I dug those songs, but they really were all about image at this point. The original members in the band, some original members had left the band and was just a guitar player and the singer, and they went on the road with, well, they went in the studio with some seasoned studio musicians, and then when it came to going on the road, they just surrounded themselves with just some strange characters. As you can see, the bottom 2 here. I'm not even sure if they really played musical instruments, but they were in the band. These 2 were the original musicians. It just got really ridiculous on this album. And I remember that one show on VH1, Bands Reunited. They tried to get ABC back together, and the only one that was really down to do it was the singer and the original drummer. And the rest of the band, I guess, just wanted nothing to do with it. Which I think is too bad, because as cheesy as they were a fun band. Okay, on this next record, a friend introduced me to this. 2 songs on this record, and I forgot the names of the songs, but I remember they were really good, and I never knew that this band had a record by this name, which is Alan Parsons' project, I, Robot. And one of my not my YouTube, but one of my Facebook friends actually introduced me to this, a couple of songs from this album, and she said that she loved the music from this record so much, and I never knew Alan Parsons had an album called I, Robot. So based on the 2 songs she showed me or played for me on Facebook, I really dug what I heard, and can't wait to get into this album. Don't know too much about this record except for the 2 songs I heard, which I can't remember the names anymore, but I'm really looking forward to this one. I think I've seen this on a few people's videos, and so I really can't wait to listen to this one. And album from another classic rock band. Never owned this before and only heard 1 song off of it, so I can't wait to jump into this. This is Pink Floyd, Metal. And I always dug the music of Pink Floyd. They're a great band, they're a classic rock band, so their body of work speaks for itself. But I've only listened to them from Dark Side of the Moon onwards. So I never really got into their earlier records. And this is, of course, the album that came out before Dark Side of the Moon. And it has one of my favorite songs on here, which is the only song I know from this record, which is One of These Days. Great instrumental. I love the intro, the kind of echoing bass line. I love the slide guitar work on it. I'm just amazed at how talented songwriting team this was. I know Roger Waters probably wrote most of it, but this was a very talented songwriting team. And I like this label. It looks like something out of the early 70s, the Harvest label. But like I said, I really dug the heck out of this band. I want to get more into their earlier stuff. All I heard was stuff from Dark Side onwards, and really want to discover the back catalog of this band. So really glad to have this in the collection. Alright, and this record I saved for last. I've been noticing that this artist has come up in a lot of people's videos, and they really speak highly of this artist. And your guys' recommendations, or some of your guys' recommendations, really got me curious about this band, or this artist. And I saw it in the record store, and walked away from it a while, and then came back, and I decided, what the hell, I'll take a chance. I didn't sample any songs from YouTube, so this was a blind purchase just based on the recommendations of the VC. And so I went and bought it, and it's from PJ Harvey, Let England Shake. And wow, you guys really called it right on this one. This is a great record. I love this album. Blind purchase, never heard any of this stuff before, and I just heard the name. I heard her name being thrown around lots of times on a lot of people's videos, and I just wanted to see what the hype was all about. So I went and got this album, listened to it, and it made a connection with me really quickly. The opening song, which is Let England Shake, is the opening track, and I mean, there's a certain songs that just grab you right away, and that one did. That one just grabbed me right away. I was reading the credits. It looks as if they recorded it in a church. Like this is in this photograph. This is probably the church they recorded it in, and you get a real sense of space when you listen to this. Because obviously they recorded in the church. You got the natural reverb of playing in a big room, so there's a sense of space. So all the notes are allowed to ring out as well as the voice. And looking at the credits, she seems to play an auto harp on a lot of these songs. So she's experimenting with instruments that's probably even new to her. A great album. I love the lyrics. Songs about warfare, songs about the good and the bad of England. It is I've only listened to it once. Out of all these records I showed, this is the only one I've listened to so far. And yeah, I loved it for the first listen. So there's still more I want to absorb. I can't. Some songs have to grow on me, but I'm sure they will. But from what I've heard, one time, a really great record, and I'm glad that people recommended this. It was awesome. Well, that's going to do it. That's my take for this batch this week. And as you can see, I got a lot to listen to the next couple of weeks. Well, that's going to do it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.